Where's the music at? Mm. What should I add an explosion for my YouTube videos? Like, what's good, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? We back at it with another video. We got Why I Love Adventure Time by Sage's Rain. You know what I'm saying? A good channel. Nice little channel. It's an old video, but I want to check it out, man. I used to love Adventure Time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get back to, like, let's just say, probably like the last 2 seasons, last 3 seasons when they like traveled away from whatever island they was on, and then like Ben lost his arm, he grew out his hair, and I kind of just stopped watching TV as a whole at that point. But you finna get in that video, and before we do, you know what I'm saying, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. What should you comment? Anything to keep the viewer engaged. That's my dog Greg right there. Say hi, Greg. Say hi, Greg, in the comments. You know what I'm saying? If you at least made it this far, at least say hi, Greg, in the comments, man. Come on, bro. You're not gonna say hi to Greg? Thank you, bro. Come on, man. All right, let's get into it, man. Turn off the music, bro. We don't need the music. All right. Damn, bro. What's up with the stuttering, bro? Let's check it out.
Where we are given this deeply tragic and
I did not know it was gonna sound this deep, but we're gonna ride with it.
Emotional backstory to an episode like The Eyes, where a creepy horse just stares at Finn and Jake for 11 minutes. I begin to understand the appeal of adventure.
So what would y'all do if I just stared at y'all for 11 minutes, bro? All right, it's 10:40. All right, 10:51. Let's see if I can do it. Nah, bro, 11 minutes is crazy, bro. I can't do
It
that.
balances so many ideas and blends so many genres. It goes from just plain fun to existential dread, from detective BMO to downright horror, and no one can hear you. The amount of love and care that is given to every single episode and every single character, whether it's a character who shows up for one episode,
I don't even remember that one.
throughout its 10 seasons.
I remember that fire girl. Oh my god!
And that level of care shines throughout. Adventure Time has so many episodes and layers that can be dissected. So in order to focus this video, I want to look at how this series tackles the ideas.
Yeah, I remember the leaked, but I was wondering if it was just like they was just doing random shit, because they was just doing like random questions, shit like that, like every day. But then it just started to tie into each other. Like imagine SpongeBob was like how it is, and then like it was like a season where like it just tied into each other, and then it just became like a series, um like you know, like a drama show or whatever. Like it leads up to something, a big event. Like that's what that's what just happened, and then it was just like all the episodes you had to watch to understand what happened. You know what I'm saying? But before they was just like doing random missions. I feel like
of change, growth.
Let me know if I'm wrong.
Mainly through the lens of Finn, as well as moments of Ice King, Marceline.
Oh my god, Marceline is so bad, bro. Wait, what I do?
Adventure Time isn't Adventure Time without its protagonist, and that's where I'll begin.
Finn.
The maturity
Mr. Fumble the bad bitches.
Very slow and gradual.
He did fumble like
and
3
it happens
bad,
mainly
4,
through the lens of
5
Finn
bad
human.
bitches.
Because Finn is so young and so naive, it works. As the show unravels all the nuances and complexities of life and the land of Ooh, just as he does. When I think of Finn and his journey, it's a slow journey into the character we see at the end of the series. As his journey begins with a very narrow and childlike view of the world, this is reflected by the tone that Adventure Time carries.
Socked him. Oh
his
my.
protagonist is
Mike Tyson
the
combo.
hero and his best friend.
But that word just whooping people just for fun sometimes, though.
But as Finn falls in love and gets his heart broken twice, the second as a result of his own flaws, it's here that the world begins to develop and the world of Ooh begins to expand, as he loses his heroic immunity. Finn doesn't have flaws that aren't actually flaws or that can be turned into good things. No, Finn is very much a flawed person. He is a great person with a great heart who can do bad things. We learn over the course of those first 3 to 4 seasons that Finn can be self-centered and manipulative.
Yes, bro, definitely,
all
bro.
the little people, where he manipulates people for his own doing, or
Yeah, he was always doing that, bro.
He bothers and destroys lives to try and heal a sick Jake. In Jake's suit, where he dismisses Jake's pain.
That was both pretty bad, bro. Like Mordecai and Rigby.
Is most egregious, where he not only manipulates Ice King, but Flame Princess as well, using personal information about her to get her to do what he wanted. This episode had important undertones of sexuality, implying that he was having a wet dream. Finn was unable to control his desires, and it came at the expense of Flame Princess. This episode was uncomfortable.
I don't know what.
It was hard to watch, but it was such an important episode.
Is he pregnant?
For Finn's development. At the end of the episode, Finn apologizes, believing that it will solve everything. When it doesn't, he replies, "I said I was sorry," a remark that really shows his immaturity. This breakup is a realization that Finn's actions have consequences. In the very next episode, he is trying to fill that hole left by her with Princess Bubblegum.
Damn.
Again, showing off the
rebound.
Maturity. Finn is finally stripped of that heroic immunity, and his life begins to take a turn for the worst, as he meets his father, who is then responsible for Finn losing
Wait, this was his dad, and he lost his arm right here?
Arm and abandoning him. This show is unafraid to challenge its characters, and more importantly to challenge its
Okay, bro, how is his arm
Adventure Time tests Finn's character, his heart, his resolve.
Did he get like a metal arm though? Like Winter Soldier Jake?
Most unshakable morals.
Oh, it was a flower and then it became like, okay. And then it like infused with the sword or something?
Everyone else does. Finn, after
I kind of remember this, bro.
Shows another side of himself. He gets angry, vindictive. Finn sings about how he wants to rip his father's arm off. In the tower, he tries to exact his revenge, but it doesn't exactly plug the hole that's left in his heart. So he decides to withdraw from all of his emotions instead, as a response. As sad of a response as it was from Finn, I loved it because it was so human. In this moment, Finn, like many others would, shut down to shield himself from any further harm. And the loss of his arm began the loss of his innocence. His overall light, his joy, has dimmed. In Breezy,
that's how I be
tries
walking
to
around
find
sometimes.
People in the most PG way possible. Finn hooks up with random princesses to quote-unquote fix himself. I remember thinking how uncharacteristic this was.
Looks up,
but it wasn't unrealistic. It's human nature to want.
Finn was a bop like that.
To distract yourself from
all like a man
you're going through, especially if it's so unbearable.
No, that's a baddie.
He's never felt this way before. He's a 16-year-old who's depressed and who's been through a traumatic
he was that young.
His life used to be rather simple. Now he has to navigate all of these different emotions, all these complex ones. Turning them off will always seem like the easiest solution. Finn was searching for healing in the wrong places, and this episode showed him that healing might be a personal journey, but others can and will help if you let them. It took Breezy, someone who we never see again, to care about him in the way that he cared about others, and it took him to remember the love he had for Princess Bubblegum and for everyone else is what makes Finn, Finn. Breezy is the episode that I can always think of when I think of this show's maturity. To follow its protagonist, a kid so depressed that he decided to abandon all emotion, and in order to regain it,
I remember
he looked to meaningless sex. And this episode explores why that doesn't work, all in 11 minutes.
No, don't kiss him, don't kiss him, don't kiss him.
Show don't tell is a method employed in all types of
Flame
stories.
Princesses are so
and Adventure
bad,
Time shows us what growing up is like. Through all the embarrassment, the shame, and the depression, it communicates a realistic portrayal of what it is to grow up.
He had the bad bitches fighting over each other for
how it is to age, to hope, and to create new versions of oneself. And after everything he went through, and his father abandoning him again, it changed him. Finn began to even empathize with his father, trying to understand why he does what he does in Pajama War. In that very same episode,
that little hat he got on, that's kind of hard, bro.
For her love.
But was Finn the first young nigga?
As Finn continues to grow,
YN,
he begins to question the world.
Because he been wearing that white ski mask.
He begins to question why
since like 2015.
And Astral Plane saw Finn
2014.
question the importance of his own existence. With Glob's explosive response, Finn somewhat understands, which leads him to the comet. When offered by the comet to go to an existence free of everything he's experienced.
Wait, what was Adventure Time?
Hate, friendship,
2013, 2014?
etc. Finn ends up choosing and accepting his own existence. He learns that life is filled with unpredictability, unanswered questions.
Oh my god.
It's incredibly bleak and nihilistic, but also filled with an abundance of life, of love that he's experienced. And no matter what happens, good or bad, life is worth
The
living.
2018.
His life is worth living, through the heartbreak and the disappointment, and people are worth understanding. He even comes to the mature conclusion that Martin is someone who is unwilling to change, who is unwilling to face the bridges that he's burned, and so he runs away from every inconvenience. He has no bonds to love, to friendship, or to any of those things that the comet mentioned, which is why he's able to choose a world free of these things. Finn has no choice but to accept Martin the way that he is. I said that this show is unafraid to challenge its own hero, and throughout Finn's development, the way he approaches conflict and how he deals with it has changed. Just as he began to develop an even greater empathy for the world around him, it also changed the way he operates as a hero. As he was knighted back in Breezy, he's become a more mature hero, veering away from simply mindless violence and moving more towards understanding and peace. I think 3 Buckets and The Wild Hunt were 2 episodes that illustrated this perfectly, and it conveyed some of the show's interesting look at morality. In 3 Buckets, we see the efforts that Finn is making to understand Fern, and his non-violence is a demonstration of that understanding. As Fern locks him up to steal his identity, instead of fighting, he looks for a solution, trying any way possible to talk Fern out of his decision. And when he does fight him, he tries to restrain him, and again talk to him, until he accidentally kills Fern. And the final scene of this episode is heartbreaking. In one single moment, you can see how devastating that moment was for Finn. Finn has come to value life. He spent half a season pondering existence, searching for the meaning of it all. For
Yeah,
his
like
will to
this
live.
around the
He
time
knew
where
and
like,
fully
it
understood
definitely
that
started
Fern
tying
was
to each
only
other, bro. You
trying
had
to
to
be
watch
who
each
he was
episode.
supposed to be his whole life, and now he took that away from Fern. And while yes, Fern did act quite maliciously, the show doesn't demonize him for it. In that final tussle with Fern, not only was he fighting for Fern's life, but Finn was trying so hard to not be abandoned again by someone that he grew to appreciate and to love. Finn in this episode kills someone that he used to be.
Damn.
Another version of himself that didn't change and grow.
Gotta kill the 2024 version, you know what I'm saying? 2025 version coming out, man. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's traumatizing. Again, that look on his face is so heartbreaking. That guilt, it stays with him. It stays with him in the Wild Hunt. It's an event that he will probably never forget. I think a younger Finn would have killed off Fern without even taking the time to try and understand him. And without feeling for him. That scene doesn't happen if Finn doesn't grow. Finn has been through so much and still emerges out of all of these hardships as an even greater hero than he was at the beginning of his story. Simon Petrikov is also someone who gains a great deal of acceptance, not because he won't change, but because he can't. Ice King, who began as the silly antagonist to Finn and Jake, turned out to be a shell of his old self. In Simon and Marcy, the flashbacks indicated that it all happened 996 years prior. Simon has spent over 900 years alone, losing his mind in solitude, until it was Simon no more. No Betty, no Marceline, no friends. This explains why he's so drawn to Finn and Jake and their friendship. He's incredibly lonely. It's because of Betty why he's after the princesses. Ice King goes through these stages where he's so angry and sad. He's so volatile, and he doesn't even know why. He just can't help it. These moments of sadness are so heartbreaking, even more so when we consider that Simon is still in there, and he's the reason for these sudden shifts. In Bespoken 4, after Simon and Betty's failed date, while equal parts comedic, it's so sad as he's on the ground crying.
Yo, what's good, twin? What's good, man?
What you doing tomorrow?
Chilling, bro. What you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if you want to come play pool.
Alright. What time y'all going out there?
Shit, I don't even know which one. I don't know which one. I'm just trying to figure some shit out, son.
Where you at right now?
Right now, I'm at the Omni Arcade.
Doing what?
Arcade shit?
No, I mean, like, what are you on right now? Like, are you on the ride? Like the little The motorcycle thing? Oh. Oh. What, you with your girl?
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah.
Hold on, let me text Jacob to see what time he wants to go play.
Alright.
Cause I want to play with both of y'all because I like hanging out with both of y'all at the same time. Getting a booger, man. Oh.
Huh?
He said, "I'll get it for you." Damn.
You got a little dirt on your neck, little homie.
Swim, mind your business.
Nah, bro, you been showing out, bro. I seen the new profile picture. Don't know how to act, man.
Talking about my profile picture. I don't know how to.
Huh? What'd you say?
I was talking to her.
Yeah. So what, y'all trying to? Cause like, if I go over there, like, bro, like if I go there, we could probably do something earlier and then go to the pool after or something, and then do something after that. Because I don't know.
Shit. If you want to, I can call Jacob and see what time he wants to go. Or like, I mean, it really depends how early you're trying to do shit. I don't really care, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as long as it's like after 10. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm down to do whatever.
Whatever. We can skydive.
Skydive, bro. Who the fuck you're talking to? Like,
Oh, that's a yes.
huh?
That's a yes. Oh, you are a rock climbing expert, bro. You're not afraid of heights at all, bro. I forgot.
You want to go rock climbing?
Yeah.
You want to pay for me?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. You actually gotta try that, bro. You can't just like.
No, you can't tell me that I actually gotta try. Do you go rock climbing? No.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Last time I went, it was like the fair. Like 7 years ago, but like, you know. No. Actually, it was at, what is it? It's not Defy or something. It was like the jumping place here. There in Fayetteville, and they had it on the wall, bro. But I think they got rid of it or something. I don't know. I haven't been there in a minute.
Well, would you wanna? I'm pretty sure there's one at the Urban Air. I'm pretty sure they got one.
All right, I'll check it out. Hold on.
Like, I'm pretty sure, because Madison, David, and my friend Kaylee used to work there.
Mm-hmm.
So I can really just ask one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, but we can do that, and then pool, and then whatever else, wherever the night takes us, bro.
Sounds good to me.
All right, bet. Well, y'all have fun, bro.
Alright, twin, I'll let you know.
All right, man.
Hang up, bro.
I thought you don't like when people hang up first, bro.
Alright, twin.
Like, bro.
It's full on.
Talking about some, don't hang up on me.
Begging for.
Hold on, bro. Quan live? He said 7:30. No, that boy ain't live. That boy Quan ain't live, man.
He wants to be loved so badly. But after the series unravels what happened,
Oh, he said tomorrow.
He might be the most noble and heroic character in the entire show. He knew that in order to save Marceline, he needed to keep the crown. Marceline needed him, and he was there for her even if it cost him his identity, his sanity. In his song "And I Remember You," Simon writes, "I need to."
Oh, but they was dropping bangers though.
And here, 1,000 years later, no one has. Until Marceline does. Marceline was the first person to be his friend, to dedicate the time to truly be a friend, even when it hurt her. She was probably the first person in over 1,000 years to invite him out to play basketball, the first person to love Ice King, to accept Ice King in his current state. Ice King has a mental illness.
He does?
And Marceline treated him with patience. She even began calling him Simon.
Yo, what's good? K Dizzle, K my nasal. Yeah, what's good, man? It's why I love Adventure Time, bro.
And even Princess Bubblegum opened up to him and accept him as well.
Wait, do you even know what Adventure Time is? Yo, you a young nigga, bro. You might not even know what Adventure Time. Yo, why Marceline looking at me like that? Why she kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Marceline was frustrated in I Remember You. She was grieving the Simon she knew, an incredibly intelligent, brave man who's changed.
Damn.
A man
But he probably got Alzheimer's. I forgot what mental illness he got though.
who saved her life. But she's still able to accept him and to love him. Marceline knows that he wants love, and she provides him with friends that give that to him. His story is so tragic and so moving, which makes it even more
bipolar. Bro, he was bipolar. Bro, he would be happy and then mad and then sad.
Betty is so desperate for Simon back, and she can't accept this new version of him, no matter how hard she tries. The relationship they
hop on college football. All right, bet. After how many videos we got? After this video, I can get on. But bro, tune into the YouTube, man, bro. We almost at. But I think he said we had 800 now. 800 subscribers, bro. Almost at 1,000. 801. Hold on, it's not gonna focus. 801. You see what I'm saying? And the recent video got 500 likes. I meant not likes, 500 views. We getting up there though. We getting up there. You know what I'm saying?
They had, the time they spent, was much different for her than it was for Marceline. With Betty, we see the duality of love. Specifically how love can corrupt and turn someone selfish. How Betty threw her own life for Simon.
Dang.
Betty brought gall.
Bro, I was about to say, why does Finn look bald in that picture?
How Betty.
But it's like a flashback or something like that. Like, why are they blinking? Own
life for Simon.
See, he was blinking.
Betty brought Galb to ooh if it meant getting Simon back, and in the end sacrificed herself for Simon.
Yeah, it's just shit takes time. Down DW and one. Wait. Oh, that means yeah for you and retardation. Yeah, shit takes time. Don't worry. In 1 or 2 years from now, I can see you pulling up. Damn. Bro, that shelf almost came down on me, bro. What the fuck? My fault.
And after was selfless. Betty was grieving, and this is how she responded. Even love has its faults. While Betty might not accept Ice King, the series does. They recognize that these are two separate individuals and closes off their stories with their separate existences. Gunter's wish is to be Ice King.
Gunter!
To love fondly and who showed him love, and Simon has been released from the 1,000-year labyrinth that is Ice King. This series demonstrates that each of us are flawed in our own ways.
Facts.
We all have things to work on. But at the same time,
bro, they don't make them like this no more, bro. Good, memorable lessons in the shows, man. Now they just eating poop, putting a whole bunch of these. In the TV shows, man, they're making no life stories, no nothing. Even SpongeBob has some life stories in there, bro. But it was mostly just jokes, bro. But they don't make them like this no more. But I did not know that they started in 2010. This show old as hell, bro.
It's important that we accept that we will never be perfect, and we cannot expect that from our peers. Jake, for example, is an amazing friend and brother to Finn. He's wise and caring, but he can be aloof, reckless, and irresponsible sometimes. He used to be a criminal. And while he is one of the better Adventure Time fathers, he still has considerable faults as a father. Princess Bubblegum is another character that demonstrates the complexity of Adventure Time's characters. Behind that unassuming name and aesthetic, she begins off as a pure princess, but she actually rules the Candy Kingdom with an iron fist. She's a benevolent dictator who will always put her people first no matter what.
Princess Bubblegum, princess cooking with bubblegum.
She spies on her people, she's committed genocide and rattle balls. She doesn't.
Bro, you know what's crazy, bro? I used to think like, what if when I have a kid, I know that princess got it bubblegum pink. Yeah, go ahead and log off for me, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're in the computer lab, they tap on their shoulder. Good, go ahead and log off for me, man. Like, but why, bro? But what I was gonna say was, I just wanted to put like a spying implant or like a camera in like my kid forehead so I can watch what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Like the body cam videos. Like just cause like I know he's not like a video game character, but I want to know what my son or daughter. Yeah, son or daughter, nigga. Only two of them. I want to know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy though, cause like, bro, that minoxidil need to fucking kick in, nigga. Damn. I heard got me looking bad, huh? Two trays right here. Come on. There we go. Ohio State. Oh yeah, we seen that.
All for the goodness of her kingdom.
R.I.P. Oregon, man.
To ultimately benefit.
They got dethroned.
But again, they are questionable. Over time.
But to be honest, Ohio State, didn't they put up 31.5 and then only scored like 10 more points after? I thought it was gonna go for 70, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
A bit of that ruthlessness that she once carried, and she begins to learn of her wrongdoings and does try to change. And when she loses her kingdom, she grows even more.
She lost her kingdom? Yo, what is going on?
The Ice King, the environments, she finally breaks down and explores the fact that she drowns herself in responsibility, so much so that she pushes people away. Princess Bubblegum says that responsibility demands sacrifice.
Hold on, Michigan best team. Yeah. In real life, Michigan low-key like that, bro. Like they like the underdogs. Calm the fuck down with that Texas and Georgia, nigga. Texas and Georgia, you might be biting off a little bit more than you than you can chew, buddy. We seen what that college football look like. All right, pick Michigan. I'm gonna choose Texas. No excuses.
And she's sacrificed everything. Her relationships, even her emotions, to her duty. So many people sacrifice their wealth.
She said duty. He said duty.
For their responsibility. And Adventure Time presents the ramifications of that. She's so tired. And she's lost out on a lot of good things and good people because of it. But you say that like Arizona State was bad though. Bonnabelle is someone who is learning to open up to others and to ask.
Bro, why she got the walk though? What is that green? Got the codeine? Nah, codeine. Ain't codeine purple? What is that? What is she sipping on? Slime?
And environments, we see how important that is. Even after 800 years.
Bro, she got that shit on.
Marceline is to her. The only person who'd be able to get the scientists to open up in such a vulnerable way. Speaking of Marceline, everyone's favorite emotional vampire, when it comes down to those that she loves, she's incredibly loving. Bro, Arizona is literally ranked number 4, buddy. And defensive. And when considering everything and everyone that she's lost, it does make sense. Marceline has a hard time believing in people and believing that they will change. As someone who's been living for over 1,000 years, people have failed her time and time again, and they will continue to, forever. Because of that, she shells up or deflects when it comes to her emotions. With the growth of Finn came the development of Ooh and all sorts of people. It came with all sorts of ideas.
Yo, why? Oh,
Adventure Time forced
why is his eyebrows so thick?
The world and morality. The creepy Ice King, who willingly gave up his sanity to ensure Marceline's survival. The Lich, evil incarnate, who's been turned into Sweet Pea. Finn killing Fern. From Lemon Grab all the way down to Martin and Betty. All of these characters exist in the gray areas of morality. Yeah, Oregon was number 1. And Adventure Time navigates this gray area constantly.
Wait. But yeah, like number 1 teams can't lose, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like just because they number one don't mean they're unbeatable, bro. And just because you rank don't mean an unranked team can't beat you. It's just saying like the wins and who they win against, they just put them in the stats. That's how they rank them. You know what I'm saying?
For its core 5 specifically, Adventure Time doesn't demonize them for making bad decisions. It forces them to sit with these decisions and either accept them and accept their nature or to change.
I did not see any of this, bro. This had to be like 2017, 2018 Adventure Time.
Something that it
I remember her though, his baby mama.
Can be encapsulated by Marceline's song and Stakes, Everything Stays. I've always read into it that, especially with the main cast, physically they've all stayed the same for the most part. But as people, they've changed so much. Marceline's immortality has led her to a narrow view of people, and of herself. With Bubblegum, Simon, Finn, and Jake, they've all taught her that change, while often inevitable, can be a choice too, as she chooses to mature and to grow from these experiences. We all have a duty to those around us, not only to change and evolve, but we have to accept.
Wait, didn't she run away, bro? I feel like, bro, I thought Finn hit that big shit. I thought he was up in there.
That happens to
she was lucky a little sped
around us as well. We cannot be prisoners to a certain image that we have.
Or is it his sister? Oh, I forgot the lore.
Have of someone or of something. We can only accept and move forward with their newest form that they present to us, because people are forever changing. And as people change ever so slightly, daily and nightly, we do too. I think Finn is the clearest example of that. His change was gradual, and one that took 10 seasons to become into the hero he was meant to be. It took Marceline 1,000 years to mature and to alter her view on the world and people. As Jake says, it's our natural state as people, to grow. Growth happens not only for these characters.
Yeah, but the Heisman is just for like, Heisman is like players, you know what I'm saying? Like giving the individual player their recognition, you know what I'm saying? Because Lamar Jackson in Louisville, they won't win no natty. You know what I'm saying? But Lamar Jackson was nice as hell. They was like, bro, we gotta give him an award, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they lost the bowl. But I feel like Genty's was worse, bro. They bottled that boy up. But he still put up some decent yards, bro. But yeah, they was acting like they could just land on Genty for 4 touchdowns every single game until they won the natty or something. Like they was gonna run into Ohio State. They was gonna run into Penn State. They was gonna run into Texas. They was gonna run into somebody with a great defense. Yeah.
Characters individually, but also in their relationships. And Adventure Time appreciates all types of relationships. What I really enjoy is that they value romantic relationships, familial ones, and platonic ones, all with the same respect that they deserve. Whether it's Simon and Marceline, Marceline and PB, or Jake and Bimo.
What? Bro, that's the LGBTQ shit.
Whether it's Simon,
they got my dog Princess Bubblegum kissing
Marceline.
What is this shit? When did this shit happen? They just writing shit, bro. What is this? What?
PB or Jake and Bimo. This series spends time.
Jake and Bimo. Oh hell no, bro! Why they do this to the show, bro?
Nurturing these relationships, and it shows them evolve. Relationships are delicate.
That's the exact face I made, man.
These relationships, and it shows them evolve.
Bubblegum and Marceline, Jake and Bimo, the Game Boy, the PSP, the Nintendo DS, and Jake, the dog.
Relationships are delicate, but even in the face of conflict, they can still survive. And Marceline and Princess Bubblegum are the perfect examples of that. Sometimes it takes 2 people to grow on their own to bring them back together, and they deserve to be fought for and are important. And friendships are as well. I always think about Breezy when Finn is urged
You're a dad? Bro, fuck no, nigga. Got me fucked up, little boy. Can't do that till I'm up.
By PB in the song, to let love be his guide. Bonnie's friendship, her presence in his life is important, and he will always be her hero. An idea that comes up in Hero Heart, in Hall of Egress, and more. These two, as well as Finn and Jake most prominently, represent that platonic love is to be celebrated as well. Finn and Jake support each other through everything, and I think they are a perfect emblem for a healthy friendship. Two people who not only help each other grow, but they have a lot of fun doing it. To reiterate for the final time, Adventure Time to me is a series about acceptance and growth, about the human experience. And
he never grew that tooth back.
It's learning how to do these things and how to properly love those that he cares about. Even though the majority of these characters are not human, the show exudes a very unique humanness about it. It touches on creation, existence, philosophy, love, loss, even sex. The fact that all of these characters are so flawed and have done bad things, but still grow and change and can forgive
God damn, she got some thick ass
themselves and each other, and are accepting of each other's changes, is admirable. And it's human.
What did that nigga turn
when I
into?
Think of Marceline and Ice King, again, I feel that. She's presented with this shell of a man who's volatile and who has some terrible faults, but she consistently shows up for him. These are not ideas that you'd expect from a kid's show, but if you've been watching Adventure Time from the Goofy Adventures and to this now fully developed land of Ooh, it's not much of a surprise anymore.
Oh, it shifted.
It's expected.
Okay.
I always come back to the comment when Finn chooses his current existence and his reality. I also think it's a reflection of the overwhelming love that he's experienced. Despite everything he's been through, at that point and for the rest of this series, he sees love in action in all of its forms. The unconditional love and friendship that Jake shows him, the patience given towards Ice King, Bimo and Nepture's love of life. He learns that despite our tiny existence,
that thing was annoying.
Because of all these people that he's learned to love, life has meaning. Before sacrificing themselves to save their Martian super society, in response to Finn asking what does one do after birth, Glob says that it's not enough to have created something amazing, right? And them sacrificing themselves illustrates that protecting these creations, despite the inevitability that things will end, and allowing them to flourish, are just as important. These bonds are our creations. They are worth fighting for and protecting. Marceline, PB, Simon, Finn, and Jake, this core of Adventure Time have had their fair shares of pain, of trauma, loneliness, abandonment, heartbreak. They've all been through so much. Hell, some of them have even seen the world burn. They've seen apocalypse. But despite everything, instead of choosing to give up on the world and on each other, they choose to believe in one another and continue to love. They continue to grow and to change. And I think that's why I came to love and appreciate Adventure Time, even if I am 12 years late.
Bro, he just watched it? Like, damn, bro. This is a great video, man. Oh, wait, all these people made this video? Or is this the credits for Adventure Time? Yeah, okay, just Gabriel, like no last name, buddy. Yeah, shout out my nigga Gabriel. But you know what I'm saying? Love y'all boys. I might put the ending score in the credits of this video. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, share. You know what I'm saying? And road to 1K. All right.